Hi friend, welcome to Born for Homeschool. If you're new here, my name is Rachel Bourne, and today's video is the fourth and final day of our post-holiday homeschool reset. So I'm really excited to finish up the preparation work for getting ready for our homeschool next week. If you have watched the other 3 videos of this mini series that I've done to just reset our homeschool and get ready for homeschool again this coming year, then the first video, you know that we did a tidy and declutter. The second video, we reorganized the school space to just make it work better for our homeschool and the stage of life that we're in right now. Yesterday's video, we did a whole lot of planning for the month of January. You might notice in my planner today that I have a few things that I have been able to think through and add in since yesterday. So I'm just gonna take a few minutes this afternoon to prep what I need to have everything ready to go for this next week. So let's dive in and get started finishing up the preparations for this coming homeschool week. Okay, so some of the things that I am doing today for preparing for our homeschool week this coming week is I am going to, first of all, make copies of math papers and print those out, have those blank papers ready for the girls for their math for this week. I am also going to fill out my planner and just get all of the lessons and the numbers just in my planner. A lot of times I use my planner throughout the day as I'm homeschooling. I fill in the lesson numbers that we do and basically use my planner as a record book more so than an actual planner throughout the year. And yet this week I'm gonna fill it all out, and that way I know exactly where I am and where I want to be at the end of the week, and it's all sitting there ready for me. The next thing is, if you watched yesterday's planning video, then you know that I wanted to add some art into this coming week. And so I am going to decide what I want to do for our art and pull the books or materials or whatever I want to use and have that ready. Hopefully it'll just make it a little bit easier as we jump back into school. So that's the goal, is to do all of the administrative work and anything that I can do today that will just make next week successful, and to do whatever I can do to make it a little bit easier for us for homeschooling next week. So I'm going to actually plan my week this week in my homeschool planner. A lot of times I use my homeschool planner to record what we do for the week, and I don't necessarily plan ahead. This week I just want a starting point for where we are and what the goal is at the end of this week. So that is what I'm using my this erasable pen because we all know that best laid plans, you know, and all of that sort of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and start planning out this week in this erasable pen, and that way I can make changes or modify as needed throughout the week. But that way it gives me a framework when I sit down, because we've been out of the routine of school for a few weeks. I want to just be able to open and see and have it written down what we're working on at that point in time. So that way I don't have to fumble through and see what needs to happen next and all that sort of thing, just as we get our rhythm back this coming week. Thanks so much for joining me this week. It has been so good for me to take some time to reset for our homeschool. You know, whenever you get halfway through your homeschool year and you get to a new year, this is kind of like that juxtaposition, right, of that exciting, fresh, the new year and the new possibilities and the freshness of that. And then also just that return to the comfortable, return to the rhythms and the routines and just the delight of that. And so I'm really trying to hang on to the best of both of those, the oxymoron of this season. I'm just getting really excited about starting our homeschool again and the newness of the new year and the possibilities and the excitement of that, but also just the comfort of returning to our rhythms and routines. And that's a wrap for our part 4 of our 4 parts to our post-holiday reset for our homeschool. So thank you so much for joining me this week. I am ready to start homeschool again. Our schoolroom is ready, my books are ready, my planner is ready, and I am ready to jump into our homeschool again. And thanks so much for joining me this week as I reset. I hope you found some inspiration, encouragement, someone to come alongside you as you reset for your homeschool. I would love to know if you have any fun traditions or things that you do as you jump back into homeschool after the holidays. Leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you in next week's video. Also, you guys, check out this hair. Okay, so doing my hair every day for video has been like quite the stretch, and I say that because it's a new haircut. Talk about new beginnings and fresh starts. It's a new haircut, and today is just crazy. I don't know. I'm trying not to touch it because it's like halfway decent, and before I messed with it this afternoon, it was really bad. It was just like. Anyways, yeah, so we'll try to do as little touching of my hair as possible and try to not move in the wrong direction. Oh. Thank you so much for joining me today. Sorry, I just had to check out the window to make sure my son wasn't really dying, which is what it sounded like. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Thank you so much for joining me this week as I have reset. And that's a wrap for this homeschool reset. I feel like and that's a wrap for this reset. And that's a wrap. And that's a wrap for our step 4. And that's a wrap for our post-holiday reset. Why am I saying that? And that's a wrap. Totally ready to start school on Monday. Okay.